Hey everyone, welcome back to the new episode of Road to Rust. In this episode, we will be learning about creating our first project. So, we will be creating our first project using a Rust CLI tool, which is Cargo. So, what is Cargo? Cargo will help us to build our projects, manage our libraries, manage all the things which are going through in the project. So, let's take a look in Cargo that how we will be using that CLI tool to create our first project. So the project which we will be going to create in this video, it's called as a deck of cards. So let's take a look and create our first project. So this is our representation of our first project, which is a deck object which represent a collection of our playing cards. Then it contains some of the functions which help us to play around with our deck of cards. So the first function is new, which means we will be going to create a new object which contain a collection of cards as it defines here. Now, the second function is shuffle to organize or randomly the cards in our deck. Then there is a function which is called deal, which means when we playing a game like a poker or let's say different types of card games, then if we lose or if we win, there is something like some cards we need to draw it and some cards we need to pick it up. So deal will remove some of the playing cards from your deck and return you a new deck. So let's take first look how we can create a project. Then we can start learning about creating an object, functions, and other stuff in Rust. So let's open a CLI anywhere on desktop or in a specific folder where you want to create your first Rust project. So I have opened a CLI. Now I will be using a Cargo CLI tool which will help us to make a first project. So let's write a command. Let's say Cargo, then type new, and then we will be naming our project, which is deck. When I will be hitting enter, then we will be seeing it's creating a binary and a deck project for us. Now let's see what has been created in our project. So now I will be going into our deck folder, and when I do want to see that what it contains in our project folder, so we can see there is a cargo toml file and there's a folder source which contain our rust code files, and the cargo toml file is a file which contains the configuration of our project. We will be seeing how we can configure more things in our project, but let's say everything is set it up for at default. Now let's compile our project and run the project. So how we will be compiling and running our project? So for that we will be using cargo run. When we hit enter, we can see it's compiling. Its compiling has been finished and running, and it shows you hello world. If we want to, if we don't want to see this compiling, finished and running all the stuff, we can use simply cargo run and -q. And when we hit enter, we can see that it runs just a hello world and shows you printing of an hello world, which the q is a quite parameter which helps the other stuff not to get print, only the specific part which is important for us to see, it will only print that. So this is how we use cargo to build and run our projects. So now in the next video, we will be diving deep into our project by creating a struct from which we will be creating our object, deck object, then we will be assigning some function to it and playing around with our project. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have learned about creating a project and running a project. See you in the next video. Please subscribe. Please like my video.